Well, hi everyone. I'm Maria, and this is the Yarn Elf Podcast, episode 3, where I sit and ramble about all kinds of colorful string that I love. So, it's been about a month, I think, since the last time I recorded, and the last time was, the whole Knit City Montreal, so nothing quite as big as that, but I do have some things to share. So I'll just start with finished objects from the past month. Mostly small things, with one thing that I should have shared last time. This was actually a shawl that I made to wear to Knit City Montreal. Here, this is the right side. So I wore this to the event. You can see it's a pretty decent sized shawl, and I'll hold it a little closer so you can see the details. This is the Flower Puff Shawl by Will Made. It's a pattern on Ravelry, and I crocheted this in Sweet Paprika Designs yarn. I believe it's their Mesa de Voci, which it's just like a fingering weight merino yarn. I can't recall. I don't think it's their sock yarn. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think it's their sock yarn. I think it's just a fingering weight merino. But and the colorway is jacaranda. I think it's some kind of flower. But it's a very pretty yarn. Very subtle shifts of that, light purple. And yep. So this was a finished object I should have showed last time. I made this in a week. I was pretty proud. Blocked and all ready to go for the day that I went to Knit City Montreal. So, and it's been a really lovely shawl scarf to wear for Montreal in the spring, because spring here is still quite chilly, especially in the mornings and the evenings. And this has been a perfect little scarf to wear. So there's that. And then I finished a hat, and this is I don't know if I have the pattern on me. This is the Helix Hat, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. And I want to say the pattern writer is Jessica Rose. I could be wrong about that. I'll try to link all patterns in the description. So, but this is called a Helix Hat, and this is a great scrap project if you have open skeins or balls of yarn or little bits left over, because it's actually 3 colors. This is it's all KnitPicks Brava, and this is white, and then the green is pea pod, and then where you see where there are little bits of red and pinks coming through, that's the cherry speckle Brava. And it's just a regular hat, but the way the pattern works is it will you carry up each color of yarn, and it kind of spirals around the whole thing. But I thought it turned out pretty cute, so that was a nice little finished hat. And then I had a bit of a washcloth kick. These are both free patterns, let me see, from KnitPicks website, or I think you could get it off of WeCrochet as well, which is their crochet site. But the first one is this picnic basket dishcloth. This is crochet, not knit. And it's in Dishy, KnitPicks or WeCrochet Dishy in Honeydew. So that turned out nice. And then I also did this one, which I think is just called the, what is it? The Corner to Corner Color Fade. And the pattern used 3 different colors going from dark to light, but my daughter picked out these 2 for it, which is again KnitPicks Dishy in Begonia and Honeydew, and that one turned out really nice too. And interesting tip, the reason I did these patterns was because I was actually, you know, looking for, I have, you know, I have a little cubby of KnitPicks Dishy, and I felt like making dishcloth, so I go on their website looking for dishcloth patterns, and there had been a book that I've had on like my wish list for a while called like 52 Weeks of Dishcloths or something like that, or for crochet, their crochet website, and I went to go look at that because I thought, well, you know, 52 dishcloth patterns, that's pretty good, and it's like for 10 bucks. But when I scrolled down, some of the patterns that are in that book are actually free. So if you go on WeCrochet's website, you could, I don't know if that happens with all of their books, maybe just the dishcloth ones where it's like, you know, you could kind of see if the book is something you might be interested in or how they write patterns or whatever. You could just scroll down if you're ever looking at their books, I guess, and maybe you'll see a few of the patterns for free, just to see if you even like how they format their patterns and stuff. So, but that's all I had for finished objects in the past month. It's been a bit of a busy month, so I guess I'll share things that I'm working on and planning to work on, if I can get to them. I started another hat, this time crochet. Ooh, I have a kitten visitor. So, so this time this is a free pattern off of Ravelry. This is called the Utopia Hat by Mimi Christian. Let's see if I can, I just printed it in black and white, so you can't really see it too well. But it's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's crochet. And I am making mine, I just started it the other day, so there's not much to it. But I am making mine out of, this is KnitPicks Twill. Again, another video with a lot of KnitPicks, or WeCrochet. I do like their yarns, so they're quite good. But yeah, this is Twill in Gold Rush, which is a really nice color. And this yarn is really nice. I knit a hat already in it, so I thought I would crochet one. It's a Merino, and I don't know what makes it different from Swish, really. I think it's the ply or the twist or something. It's much bouncier than just a typical like kind of superwash merino, but it's really soft, really nice to work with. Would make a really dreamy sweater, that's for sure. And the colors are really, really sophisticated, I would say, that they have for Twill. And then let's see, another work in progress that I have going is a pair of socks that I've been working on for a very long time. I am a very slow sock knitter, and that's okay. I like to knit them. I love hand knit socks, but they do take a while with me. But here they are. This is, again, KnitPicks, but it's Felici, and this is in the colorway Aquarium, and I don't know if this colorway is available anymore. As you can see, I'm past the heel. Right, there's the, I just do a gusset flap heel with the, you know, short rows and stuff to turn the heel, and I'm working on the foot part. So I'll get to the toes soon enough, and then Kitchener stitch it off. But yeah, and it's no particular pattern. I think I might be using the stitch counts for like the Tin Can Knits, what do they call it, Rye Light sock pattern. It's the Tin Can Knits free sock pattern for fingering weight. But I'm not doing the garter ridge, I'm just keeping it a vanilla sock since it's striping yarn. But yeah, so those will be nice to wear at some point. And then I still have two big projects that, again, I'll show them when they're done, which one of them should be done pretty soon. It's a temperature blanket from last year. I made it pretty far, actually. I think I just have 2 months left to add to it, and I just go on the weather website and look at the record of what the temperatures were for like November and December and do a few squares whenever I can get to it. But that blanket's for my daughter, and then I also have a much larger blanket in the works for my husband. So, and then the last work in progress I have going at the moment is I'm honestly debating finishing it or not. I want to, because I know what the basically it's the Shawlography pattern, which I signed up for that when the Mystery Knit Along started, and I was very excited and got yarn for it and everything. But I believe it started in October, I want to say, and life kind of went bonkers around here in October. And so obviously it was something that just got put to the side. I've been picking it back up and working on it, and I've seen what the finished shawl looks like, and it's a really gorgeous shawl. But it's like, it's, and it's doable. It's definitely the most intricate thing I've seen as far as shawl knitting goes, even though it's just a section at a time. And Stephen West is very good about putting plenty of video tutorials and explanations of how to do his patterns. They're very, very friendly to someone who is not familiar with the techniques that he's using. But I don't know. I will try to make this, because it is a cool shawl, and so far it is looking really neat with a lot of the colors I chose. So like, here's the opening section, and so like some of the colors I chose were like this really cool bright like neon green, a really beautiful silver gray, black, and I also have this like really nice purple in it. So I know this would look really amazing as a finished thing. I just know it's going to take a while. And there are honestly other things at this point that I want to cast on. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to finish it, because it will be, I don't know. I think it'll feel pretty good to have it finished. So there's that. And then, not knitting or crochet, I do have a cross stitch project in the works. And it's this. It's not much so far, but it's basically, I started a pattern quite a while back. This is going to be a moon, and then there's some stars. And it's just a free pattern that I found on the DMC Threads website. And I started that, and like 3 times, realizing that the moon was incorrect. It was like not curving properly. And like, it happened one time, and I had to rip out my stitches, redid it, same thing happened. I thought I was finding where the spots were that I was doing it incorrect, but then it would happen again, and then again, and then the 3rd time I was like, I, for the life of me, cannot find actually where the problem is, so I'm just starting over completely, and this time it's going fine. So I don't know, user error, nothing wrong with the pattern, but one thing, I will share this. I got myself a needle minder, and I think it is just gorgeous, and it's very pretty, and I think I have the card for the maker right here. It was an Etsy shop, yes. Cosmic Stitch. There were all kinds of really cool needle minders, and I guess they have their own website, cosmicstitch.com. I ordered off of Etsy, and yeah. So really cool, pretty resin needle minders. So I got that pretty leaf, and here's, this little guy is trying to get into everything that I'm showing right now. This is Kiwi. Say hello to Kiwi. So, but yeah, that pattern is going much better. Hopefully I will now be able to actually finish it, because my daughter is really liking, she was liking the way it looked before with the colors and stuff I chose, and she wants it in her room, and I would love to finish that for her. So, and now I'll show something that I'm planning on casting on soon. This is a baby knit that I want to make. Let's see. This is the Little Knots Cardigan by Sweet Paprika Designs. This is a Sweet Paprika Designs. They dyed the purple yarn of the shawl, but they also have some nice patterns. They're a local to me dyer. And I'm going to do, I think, like the 3 to 6 month size, because I think that's what will work best, because I do have a baby due in July. So I think 3 to 6 months for fall, that should probably be good. And I'm going to knit mine out of this. This is Bernat Satin Sparkle in bronze. So this is actually a sparkle yarn. So I think that will be very cute. I have no idea if this yarn is even available anymore. I've had this for a long time. As much as I really would love to use a, you know, like order their yarn for this, or, you know, use some worsted weight wool, I just, for a baby knit that is maybe going to be worn a few times, you know, going out, and will likely get spit up, and who knows what else all over it needs to be tossed into the wash. I think this time something like Bernat Satin Sparkle will be okay. And then I'm also really wanting to use some of my Knit City Montreal yarns. Most of what I got actually was self-striping sock yarns. So my goal is to finish the pair of socks before casting on another pair. But I also have that really lovely Sonder yarn, and I know I have enough for a few patterns that they have for that yarn for a shawl, but I'm kind of wondering if I have enough for like some sort of top or sweater. So I will see about that. So, because I want to use it, but I haven't decided what to use it for yet. And then I think that's all for stuff that I'm really working on. And in the comments of my last video, someone made a point that I should show some of my hand-dyed yarns that I have listed in my Etsy shop. So I will do that. I don't have too much listed right now, and I probably won't be dyeing anything new for a little bit because of the pregnancy and everything, but I'm hoping that after the baby is born and maybe in the fall, I will be able to get back more heavily into yarn dyeing, because I do enjoy it. I like it a lot. So one that is in the shop right now is this, and I am terrible with colorway names, so a lot of times I think, you know, I will put a link obviously to my Etsy shop down below, but this is one that's listed. So it's a very bright, colorful, very good for spring kind of color. I also have this, and these are both these are both should be a 80-20 of Merino and nylon, or 75-25. It'll be on the description, because I have a couple different bases that I put up in the shop. But this is the Merino nylon fingering weight yarn. So I also have one of these. which is like a kind of a burgundy pinkish. Right. And then this one should be up in the shop as well. Another nice spring color. And this one is actually a Highland wool nylon blend, which is, this is like, makes excellent socks. I don't get me wrong, I love merino socks a lot. Most of the socks I knit are out of merino nylon sock yarn, but Highland wool with nylon is in my opinion, it's a lot sturdier, it's tougher, and it's squishy and soft. You know, even though it's not the merino, it's definitely a nice yarn to, and it's nice to knit with. And then the last thing that I have is I have a few skeins of this. This is an Aran weight tweed up in the shop right now, and I just have this kind of denim-y, light denim-y blue available at the moment. So, and this is very squishy, very soft, and like I said, it's Aran weight, so it's borderline bulky, to be honest, but it's very nice, very soft. I know it's not the season for something like this. This is much more for fall and winter knitting, but yeah. And then I do have some more that I will probably list very soon. Normally with any kind of big update to my Etsy shop, I do make a blog post about it. So, and I'll have a link to my website down below. I've been thinking to create some kind of mailing list. I don't know if people still do that anymore, but to keep track of when I update, because I do have some yarns that I dyed already, and sometimes I do take custom orders, but again, like it'll be a little bit before I can do that. So, but I am looking forward to going back to that. So I think that's about it this time. I think this is a shorter episode, so I'm definitely on the hunt for baby knits and crocheted items, and I find myself kind of struggling to find ones that I like. Not ones that I like, just ones that are like really call out to me, like I need to make that. So if anyone has suggestions for really, like, if you know a designer that makes great baby knit or crochet patterns, or like you know of just any that are fantastic, you know, for things like baby blankets or little sweaters, toys, things like that, let me know down below, because that's what I'm digging around the internet for these days. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, I hope everyone takes care. Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers and sisters out there, because Eid was this week, and happy Mother's Day this weekend to all mamas and grandmothers, and you know, anyone who has been a mother to anyone, right? So yeah, so everyone have a lovely day, and see you next time.